Everywhere GBS.
Well, good evening and welcome to the program. I am Emmanuel Ouma and this is The Insight. Tonight we are going to speak about the biggest political convention and economic convention in the country, and that is devolution. It has been 12 years since the inception of devolution in the country. What have we gained? What can we change moving forward? That is the discussion that we are having tonight. With me here is Mr. Odoyo Owidi, a political analyst. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, my brother.
And Mr. Frederick Omondi, a governance expert. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you, my brother.
Now, gentlemen, it has been 12 years since the inception of devolution. What is the biggest good or the biggest, let's say, the fruit that we have reaped from devolution, Mr. Doyo?
You know, it would be beautiful if we look at why exactly did we opt for devolution?
Yes. And
if we have really achieved those goals that we had when we were going for devolution. But nevertheless,
yes,
when devolution began, we were very optimistic, we were very hopeful, and we were very happy that we have finally got resources going to go right to our villages. And true, the resources went there. So even if there are many fails, many thumbs down for devolution, there are also thumbs up. And one of the thumbs up, devolution has created awareness. It has also created some sort of ability for the people to see how governments are run behind their own homes. You know, when people were in this country in the past, yes, when we had President Jomo Kenyatta and Daniel Arap Moi and so on, we had believed that because these people are not one of our own, that is why we lag behind in development. And we wanted a way in which the national cake, yes, is divided as a rule and by law for a portion to go right to our people wherever they are.
Yes.
And when it began, we initially intended to have just a few. And the whole idea was to have them in line with the original provinces.
Yes.
But that again brought a problem. Many people, many power-hungry leaders were saying, say I am a Kisii and Nyanza is a county. When will a Kisii become governor in this country of tribalism? So we made them smaller so that even smaller community get opportunities to become governors. Yeah. Fine. That happened and we had 47 of them, and finally resources were going to the country directly, as by law. But now we have a problem. We devolved not only resources, but we devolved the government.
The government.
So that we now have 47 other governments having their leaders as miniature presidents with entitlements as presidents. The first problem came when protocol was an issue. It was very difficult to tell who between the senator and the governor is senior, who between the PS and the governors are senior. There was a bill that was proposed in 2014 that was to come. It had actually even placed the PS and all that all above governors. The senator was above the governor. But that bill never went through parliament. I think it was paused somewhere there. So what happened? Nature took its course and money became an influence because the governor controls money he became very influential. Today, in some counties, even MPs are above senators because they control CDF. That is what happened. But what I have to say,
Yes.
other than exposure that it has brought to many people in the countryside, the money that has gone there, even in counties where it is looted to the last cent, it is looted within the county, and we assume those who have looted it spends it within the county, and somehow it improves the county.
Now,
in some counties, we found where people who stole the resources were building hotels and starting business within.
So those are some of the problems, Gabriel, that are accrued because of devolution. And I want to bring Mr. Frederick in. Mr. Fred, what are some of the benefits that you as a governance expert have seen that devolution has come with?
Okay, thank you, my brother. With me, I can see some of the benefits so far we have achieved as Kenyans, because devolution has really helped a lot.
In terms of?
If you look at, for example, if you take healthcare, it has contributed a lot, because nowadays, today, if I go to my healthcare at the reserve there, at the ward level, you can see there's a lot, medicines are there, everything is there. Now, for me, I can say that, first, healthcare, it has really helped. Number two, in terms of road networks, you can see at the village there, 12 years ago, when the devolution was not there, our villages, the tarmac roads were less than, let's say, around less than 5% of tarmac of the roads in the area. So I can say, in terms of road networks, it has really helped. Another thing, in terms of healthcare, I can say it has achieved maybe around 60% as going forward. Number three, devolution has really helped. You can see right now, many of us from the village there, nowadays, youth don't come to Nairobi to look for work or to look for a job, because the job is already there at the counties. Now, in terms of employment, it has really helped, because it has reduced unemployment rate, because it has employed some youths or maybe the people who are living in the county. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. And let me bring Mwalimu in. Mwalimu, do you agree with what Mr. Fred is saying, that the county has created numerous jobs and healthcare, it has done tremendously well, according to him, and of course the opening of infrastructure development in the counties?
No, it's not wrong, but I would not like generalities.
Yes.
When you say done a lot, that a lot is what we need to talk about.
Yes.
Even when you say the road infrastructure has improved in the last 12 years, it would be helpful to the viewers that you say this road in this county was built by the county government. Because it could be the national government building them that like they are doing in Homa Bay, and then say, since the devolution came, we have seen a pier. The pier was built by the national government. We have seen for the first time a fish market in Homa Bay, but it was built by the national government. We have seen affordable housing, but it was built by the government. We have seen the first dual carriageway in Homa Bay town, but it was built by the national government. We have seen the first tarmac road in Fangano Island, but it was built by the national government. So if we are clear about what happened when and who did it, then it is going to be easy for us to evaluate what is called devolution. For example, governors are experts in PR.
Public relations?
They are experts. They will talk to you nicely. They will tell you what you want to hear. But because you are incapable of going to verify, going to prove, you will clap and clap and clap. And sometimes they will not tell you where they have got what they are giving you. For example, my governor went to Thika, got seed donations, went back with them to the county, called a meeting and distributed, and people clapped and sang that she's working. But in actual sense, she took donations. Take, for example, in priorities.
Yes.
Because the people have no capacity to tell what is a priority for them. Whatever you do, they will be happy and clapping. For example, today when you go to Homa Bay, the governor's office today looks like State House. Yet the referral hospital looks like some village nursery school. So the people will clap because they have a big county headquarters. The county of headquarters of Homa Bay is bigger than that of Kiambu. Kiambu has an economy of 20 times what we have in Homa Bay, but are still using the old council offices. If you go to Kiambu, the sub-county referral hospitals are bigger than the referral hospital in Homa Bay, the county referral hospital, the sub-county, and we have seen them all over. So what is the priority? Because the people we have down there are incapable of distinguishing even the difference between a million and a billion. So you can tell them what you have done and they believe you have done well, when what you have done is what a church would do with a fundraising of 700.
Just before we go on.
So we need to have what is called civic education and tell our people what they ought to expect from the county governments, and then they see if they are really getting it. But without telling the people what they should expect from the county governments, they will praise anything the governors do when it is well below what they ought to be doing.
Now, you have mentioned misplaced priority. Now, apart from misplaced priority, what are some of the glaring problems that devolution has bring to us?
Number two, because that misplaced priority you have probably have taken note that is number one. When we devolved the government,
yes,
and it was a government we were complaining about why we were seeking devolution,
yeah,
we did not remember that we are actually devolving corruption. It was very embarrassing to find that when Shah was shutting down hospitals for impropriety, there were two public hospitals among the almost 100 hospitals that were suspended because of fraud. And the two public hospitals, unfortunately, they were from the same county of Homa Bay. That is the height of it. You find counties have become personal properties of the governors there because nobody oversights them. Because the MCAs that are elected, it is the governors who help them get elected. Some of them are even incapable of writing their own names without removing their ID to copy it from. And these are the people who are expected to read reports and oversight the governor. These are the people who are supposed to form bills and pass. So this is the problem we have had with devolution. So we have taken devolved funds, handed over to one person called a governor with minimal oversight, with minimal supervision. And what worsened the things, there is already a campaign, unfortunately led by Raila Odinga himself, that the senators should not oversight the governors. That is the height of it. This is the same thing Raila Odinga fought for a very long time, that the government must be oversighted, that we must have multi-party to see the misgivings of the government. But now when it comes to county governments, where he seems to be having an upper hand, he no longer wants oversight.
Now, before we continue, I want Mr. Frederick to come in here. Mr. Frederick, Mwalimu has highlighted the lack of accountability in terms of governance in county governments. Why do you think this is a problem? That is, if you think it's a problem.
Okay, to me.
By the members of county assembly.
Okay, to me, everything must have a challenge. You know, when we started devolution, everything were not in good place. So it is as if we were doing trial for the first 10. Yes. But right now, we are going the right direction. But we know we have a big problem in Kenya, which is called corruption. It is everywhere. Even if you go to national government or county governments, they are there. So we have to educate our members or our citizens across the board that corruption, if you have corruption in a county, there's something which you are using the money for county in an appropriate way. Yes. So to me, we have challenges, but if you can sit as citizens, as good citizens, those challenges we can minimize them, because what is fighting devolution mostly is corruption, and the corruption, we are the one we as citizens, we should blame ourselves first, because we also.
Why? Because we have, institutions such as the county assembly should be oversighting the governor.
You know, the county assembly also, we can say, they are also a real human being, and the county assembly, they are Kenyans. And Kenya is full of corrupt people, you know. So we should educate our papers first, even the MCS down there, that corruption is bad and it is killing the good thing which we get. And this devolution, it can really help more than the way it has helped us. If we minimize the rate of corruption, which is being spearheaded by those who are in charge of our money. Because, for example, if I take maybe Siaya County, you can say they are getting around over 7 to 8 billion annually. But if you check the book balance of Siaya County, you'll see around 1 billion is going to someone's pocket. So this one, if the MCS can be neat to us, so that they know what brings them there.
Their job, yeah.
Yeah, their job. I think tunaweza enda mbali sana. We can be much better. But you know, right now, devolution, it is okay, it is going well, but with a step, each and every step, tutakuwa mbele sana.
Mwalimu, Frederick seems to agree with you that there's need for creating awareness to the citizenry on to why we have devolution and why we should keep it going. But again, the county assembly is full of Kenyans, as he says, and they're very corrupt. So who will help us?
The only advantage we have is we have created, through devolution, we have created our own thieves. We have our own leaders stealing from us. And I think the pain is less than when we are in the national government, where somebody from another community from very far was the mastermind of the corruption. I think that is the only thing we can talk about. Because even when you come here to Nairobi, which is largely cosmopolitan,
yeah.
I can tell you, to the south of Uhuru Highway, the county government has tarmacked no new road. You go to Kilimani, it is deteriorating, becoming a slum. Large building, large populations which are supposed to be raising revenue for the county, but the roads are terrible. And the role of the county government is to do roads class D, E, and unclassified roads.
Yes.
That is their job. And even those ones in urban areas where they cover, that is their job. They are not doing it.
But they have said
if you look
that,
at the
they
health,
need the road maintenance levy.
They get it. This road maintenance levy is shared between county governments and national governments.
But they've been crying that they don't get it.
Let them cry, because that is the work of politicians. To cry when there's nothing to cry about. To complain when there's nothing to complain about. I told you, politicians are very good in PR, even the governors. So you find the health infrastructure we have in Nairobi are the same ones which were left by Dr. Kidero and the defunct Nairobi City Council. Yeah. There's nothing new. Even the pre-primary education that was left for them, there is nothing they have done new. So you wonder where the almost 40 billion the county of Nairobi budget goes to. Is it only recurrent expenditure? Where you have a recurrent expenditure of 40 billion, you expect some money, even if it is 10 billion, to go to do development expenditure. But there is nothing that is going out there to do. If you look at the water infrastructure in Nairobi, there is nothing new they have done or they are doing. In any case, the national government, through the Ministry of Water and water works agencies, they build the water infrastructure. The county governments are only supposed to distribute it and collect the money. But when you look at this, they are not even doing it. So I think we need to go back and look at what is happening. We have left our county governments to be free to do anything they want. In fact, the governors are even luckier, especially at a time like this when the national government is also a bit shaky. When that is a bit shaky, the national government don't want to start wars with the county governments, because that is also a source of vote block. So the county governors are looting percentage-wise much, much more than the national government, because the national government has very pertinent obligations that they have to complete first before there is even anything left to be corrupt about. They have to pay the salaries of civil servants, including teachers and the forces. They have to do that. And they have to do the external debt that they can't do anything about. So by the time there is anything left to be corrupt about, also are forgetting. They need to remit the very money the governors are looting down there. By the time anything is left, it's a small percentage. But some counties literally loot the whole lot, except what they pay salaries.
So what should be done? Because now you say
what should be done, we should strengthen Senate to oversight the county governments, including very clear mandate and methodology of doing it. Worse still, I told you earlier that these MCAs that are supposed to be the oversight body for the county governments, their own nomination certificates were given to them by the very governors. You find a governor works with a bunch of MCAs, and they are the first ones. They are their curtain raisers. They are the ones who tell the people how well the governor is working, how the governor is doing a lot, in exchange for re-election, in exchange for small favors in terms of contracts and such things. So the governors are simply bribing the oversight agencies that are there to go ahead. And it is even worsening because the other body that is left to find out their criminal acts is DCI and their corruption acts is EACC. These ones are even easier to bribe when you have stolen everything. When you have stolen billions, they walk past you and you hit them with the big bunches of money. They don't even come back.
I want to bring Mr. Frederick Omondi. Mr. Omondi, the country does not have a shortage of laws, especially in combating corruption. We have numerous institutions, but they seem not to be up to the job. Why?
Okay, now, that's why I have said it early, that we should blame ourselves, we as Kenyans. You know, I can't start by blaming my MCA or Senate if me also as Fred am corrupt. You know, that's why we should create something called public awareness. We tame away this corruption. If we can educate our members, public, we can educate public that the corruption, if we go on with the corruption, we will kill this thing called devolution. You know, if you can educate them well, I think if you can reduce the rate of corruption down, everything can go well. And even those institutions or those laws which you are talking about, zinaweza kuwa zinafanya kazi vizuri. But we can only achieve this thing tukiwa pamoja, tukiweka kila kitu in a good position. Let's make sure EACC inakuwa independent kivyake, kila kitu inaendelea vizuri. I think hapo tunaweza kuwa poa. Lakini by now, if EACC inakuwa controlled na someone else, or maybe our MCAs, they are being controlled by the governor, or maybe by the superior, another person is controlling them, hakuna kitu tutapata kama wa Kenya. But if we can work on our own, kila mtu anafanya kazi ile amechaguliwa fanye, or ile kazi uliapply ufanye, and you are doing it properly, kila kitu inaweza endelea vizuri. But here it is a case whereby I've been elected as an MCA, but nikienda hapo ama nikienda kwa assembly, kuna mtu ana direct ati hii motion ikiwekwa unafaa debate hivi. Haifai uende na ile mind yako, ile unaona ukienda nayo itasaidia wa Kenya. I think hapo ndio tunaenda wrong. You should start on your own. And again, inafaa tuheshimu hizi laws zenye tuliweka kama wa Kenya. Isikuwe ati maybe tuliweka laws isisaidie, strengthen this thing called devolution. Then we are the one thing. Sisi ndio tena tunazipiga kila kitu iende nini. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Mr. Fred is proposing that these institutions should be independent. How independent are independent institutions? Because they are independent as per the Constitution.
That is what I was going to say, that we are asking them to be independent when they are already independent by law. What they are suffering from is now influence. They are being influenced by people. And those people are not forcing them. They are the ones who are being weak. For example, EACC is an independent commission. that if you are even to think of removing them from office, you have to form another commission to remove them.
Commission of inquiry.
You have, that is the process of removing them. So are MCAs. They are supposed to be independent because they are elected by the people, and they represent the people. But these people are influenced to elect certain individuals that will sing. There's something that came in, especially in Lowland.
Yes.
That give me somebody I can work with. What that somebody I can work with means, give me somebody who has no mind of his own. He will use mine. Give me somebody who has no ideas or thoughts of his own. He will use my thinking. That is what they mean. So when somebody is telling you, give me somebody I can work with, he's just telling me, give me somebody who will surrender his brain to me. Judiciary, parliament, all those are independent. But because of the greed of man, they have chosen to be influenced by people that they believe would make them hungry if they do not follow them. And
by the way, on Parliament, the President made a very grave allegation.
What was the grave allegation?
That they take bribes. They ask bribes.
Sometimes when I listen to people frothing the mouth about what the President said, when this has been said before by many, many more people, including members of Parliament themselves. Now, when the Presidents echoed what they have been saying, you hear them talking things that they did not talk when they were themselves saying the same thing. You remember, especially the opposition now, they say the MPs were being bribed 10,000 to vote out Gachagua, to pass the finance bill, to do ABCD. And it was not the President saying those things. So after they have said those things, and the President apparently now sees that these people could be saying the truth and says, now they are frothing in the mouth that the President said a bad thing. You are even calling it grave. It is not grave.
It's grave. When you say that elected leaders accept bribe, or rather demand bribe to write favorable reports.
My friend, to think that that does not happen is being stupid. It happens. If you have been in this country and you know how things are done, that is what happens. Everybody in this country called Kenya has a price. Even some of these people you see make so much noise. It is probably that somebody has not noticed they have a price. They can be made to be silent on some small stipend. So, to sit somewhere and think it is grave, it is serious to imagine that MPs get bribed. Everybody in this country somehow, one way or the other, has a price and can be bribed. If you avail the correct price, you will buy them. You will buy their thinking, you will buy their vote, you will buy their loyalty, and you also will buy their vote in Parliament. So, I think what the President said was almost a very normal thing that nobody needed to say something. They should have just clapped for him, that actually you have finally also recognized that this thing happened in this country. There's nothing you can do about it. There is nothing you can do about it because this is an independent person being bribed by another independent person in your absence. If it was in your presence, we would arrest them and take them to court. But they sneak and do it when you don't know. The only thing you have is circumstantial evidence that it has happened, but it is a believable circumstantial evidence.
Now, Mr. Fred, you earlier alluded that we need to create awareness, especially to the citizenry, yes, in terms of morality, that is bad manners, and so that we can reduce the cost of corruption. So, in what ways can we do this?
Okay, number one, I think we should start with our leaders. You know, if you go, we have it is called Code of Conduct,
yes,
for leadership. I think they should
Chapter
know.
6.
Yeah, they should know them all. They should know each and everything which is in our constitution. Because right now, we are electing leaders who should represent us, but yenye wanaenda kufanya huko, kila mtu anaenda kujitengenezea mali. Yeah, so we should start with our leaders. You should know what brought you there. Chenye mekupeleka hapo.
What you are elected to do.
Yeah, what you are elected to do. Number one, even ndio unafaa uanze nayo. Si ati ulienda hapo kutafuta pesa ama kutafutia watoto wako pekee, or maybe to enrich, or maybe ukue na huge amount of money in your bank account.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, we are citizens. You know, sometimes maybe, I can take it for example, maybe I'm driving my vehicle and nimeshikwa na polisi juu ya makosa kidogo. Unaanza kumpea hongo. Unaona hiyo kitu ni normal. Those things start from there. Inaanzia hapo chini. So maybe if we can educate our citizens, tuambie corruption ni mbaya. We should do away with corruption. I think hapo tukianza vizuri, tukianza na leaders, MCS, tukiendelea mbele to governors. And then we should, this oversight team, the Senate,
Yes.
we should strengthen the Senate. And I think, to my knowledge of understanding, it should be more superior than the governors. The Senate, the rank of a senator should be more than that of a governor. Because, you know, the Senate is the one who is supposed to oversight the governor. But you can see, siku hizi ukiona, unapata kama maybe, ukizicompare, unaona kama governors, maybe hata wakiitwa na Senate waendi. Yani kuna ile kitu ilishaingia. Kwa nini? Ilishaingia kwa kila mtu. So, hapo ndio unapatanga, kila mtu, ukianzanga na governors, unaona corruption iko juu.
Yeah.
Inaenda hadi kwa MCA, juu wanaona hata kuna mali watapelekwa.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that one, of course, we will come and discuss much about corruption, especially in the county government, and what should be done. Now we're taking a quick commercial break here at GBS Television. Mr. Dawidi, a political analyst, is still here with us. And of course, Mr. Frederick Omondi, a governance expert, is still here with us. And of course, I am Emmanuel Oma. Don't go too far. This is The Insight, and this is GBS Television.
This painting is called The Last Supper, and it's a mural painting done by Italian painter Leonardo da Vinci between 1495 and 14...
So my name is Blessed Emmanuel Agufana. Mr. Popularity Kenya Campus 2025-2026. So the children model. Then after then, we at the end of the day, the aim is finding the miss and the miss of the children. So
Kuna a lot of misconceptions in the modeling industry. Nataka tuongelele a bit about the male models, because you're a male. Yes.
believe in yourself, because as I just said earlier, modeling is a space that can build your confidence. People like gays, you find that wanasema, when you go to modeling, you're a gay. Because sometimes you do categories that, like, you wear, you know.
For today's topic, we are going to be talking about tranquility in diversity, celebrating Africa through youth expressions.
Have to understand that our parents are from a different generation from ours.
For sure.
And so there are things that they might not understand. So what the girl should do, just like Amelie Samesema, just make sure miusema kichwa ngumu polite. I don't know if there is a word, kichwa ngumu polite.
When I started modeling, my mom was against it. Kabisa, like she never wanted to hear anything about modeling. She used to tell me, you're supposed to concentrate in school. So every time I used to go for a modeling event, my mom would call me and quarrel me. So most of the times I used to hide. I used to go to events secretly. So when Miss Tranquility happened, they posted the event. It was online. And I think she saw on television, Amelis Nyongesa crowned Miss Tranquility.
That is my daughter. That is my daughter.
Yeah. So my mom called me and told me, why didn't you tell me you're going for the event? I told her, how could I even open up and tell you I'm going for the event, because she was so against it.
Africans, we are great. We do a lot of things, but we are not credited.
As a model, like, you can't crown a beauty queen without brains. Like they say, beauty with brains.
As a model, you shouldn't be losing your heritage just because of what you watch on YouTube or what you see on TikTok or on Instagram. Keep once a model, okay, mi usema once an artist, hii kitu ita sound fiti na Kiswahili. Manze once a msanii, always a msanii.
I think there's a lot we don't know out here about this industry, but that's why we're here anyway.
Yeah.
Everywhere, GBS.
Well, thank you so much and welcome back. And this is The Insight. I'm your host, Emmanuel Oma, and still with us here is Mr. Odoyo Widi, a political analyst and governance expert, Mr. Frederick Omondi. Before we went for a break, we're speaking about the cancer of corruption. And I want to make sure that we turn a page on that and exacerbate Mwalimu to us. The role of the Senate as far as oversight, especially in county government, is concerned.
The Senate has a very clear mandate. The first role of the Senate is to take care and ensure that every county government gets its own deserved share of the national revenue.
Yes.
That is the work of the Senate. They are also supposed to help in making laws that are governing counties, or at least bills related to counties as opposed to originate from the Senate. Most important, they are also supposed to oversight the counties to ensure that those resources that have been sent to the counties are well used. So I think when counties fail, the first culprit, even before the MCAs, is the Senate. Because the Senate has not only not a bigger power, but it is more influential than the MCS. The MCS generally these days are very small people. They see the governor as a king, or if it's a lady, a queen that is supposed to be worshipped, that is supposed to be praised every time he's seen. So that only helps in making them monsters. So if the counties have allocated funds, they have ensured that the counties have got their fair share of revenue. They also must follow it up to ensure that the counties use these resources correctly without corruption. And that is why you see from time to time, the Senate summons county governors and their staff for grilling, for questioning. But again, the role of the Senate does not end with the county governments and governors. I think when I was chairman, Lake Basin Development Authority, we were also one summoned before the Senate, and we made good account of ourselves.
And now, it's somehow the role of the Senate to oversight the county government.
Yes.
And you realize that, I think it was yesterday, there was a proposal by Right Honorable Raila Odinga that senator, governors shouldn't appear in front of the Senate when summoned?
When you do political analysis, you look at the timing of the statement, the content of the statement, and then you can derive the motive of the statement. I will leave out that motive of the statement for the viewers to think about it. But look at it this way. You are advocating for more resources to the county, incidentally now up to and including basic education. But with the same mouth before it is properly closed, you are also saying that these county governors are not supposed to appear before the Senate. And you even say there is no legal provision that they do. Once the Constitution has said something, like it has said that the senators will oversight the county government, how they do it come in the subsidiary legislations or the rules so made. There are certain things that will just go, okay, the Constitution wants us to oversight, this is how we will do it. Yeah. Unless how we are doing it is against some written law, we will continue doing that. And that law must be above in stature to the one we are using. So from where I sit, I know many people, this time in now, find it very difficult to disagree with Raila Odinga on anything. Because all those people you see in ODM will not disagree with him on anything. The government currently now may not disagree with him on anything because now he's a co-partner in that government. It takes somebody who has no government position and has no ODM requirements and has no political ambition in ODM to come and tell him, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, you are wrong. The county government must be oversighted. We must know what they are doing with our money. Otherwise, giving the money and then gagging any oversight agencies and bodies is to say you want to make them demigods and you want them to do anything they want with that money. And it is curious because the counties in this country, many of them,
Yes.
almost half, are being controlled by ODM, the party that the Right Honorable Raila Odinga is the kingpin, is the leader, and he can get anything he wants from these people. So it is curious that he's also advocating that they should not be oversighted.
And now, Mr. Fred, I want you to come in here. In your view, do you think the senators have done their job satisfactorily in oversighting the county governments?
Not really, because they are being controlled by the external forces.
What are these external forces?
You see, even an elected senator
Yeah.
cannot speak his mind.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
You know, that's why if I go back to the statement about the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, Raila Odinga, what he meant is that we should have a strong team of MCAs. They should know their job, how to oversight role. So they are the one who should oversight the governors first before it goes to the Senate. Because you know the senators, the senators, they can do it, but right now they are not doing it properly. Because you see, wanaweza ita governor akuje mbele, maybe kuna corruption cases ilikuwa imepata governor. Lakini wakienda huko, you know we have parties in Kenya. Maybe there's a leader of this party, maybe the governor is his friend, or the governor is from his party. Ata direct hao ma senators wake, ati hii kienda hapa, mufanye hivi na hivi na hivi. So unajua hapa, bado hatutakuwa na, yani we are citizens, tutabaki kama tunaangaliana kwani what's going on. So me, as by my view, naweza sema maybe senators bado hawajafika mali inatakikana.
Okay, that's good. And I want you, Mwalimu, to enter here. When devolution came, we thought it was a very good thing and bringing leadership close to the people. But we have minority ethnic communities that are crying that, you know, we don't feel this devolution.
One thing we have to know, Emmanuel, not everybody can be a leader at any given time. Only one person can be. And even when you look at nationally, we have 42 plus tribes in Kenya. Not each one of them will lead. In fact, in this country, we have had 2 tribes change presidency between them. One has been there 3 times. And the rest are okay. We are okay. We're outside there. So I think the only reason why people see being the governor or being the president a big deal is the power it comes with and ability sometimes to get resources without accounting for them. The worst is now the counties, because as I told you earlier, the counties have now been left unchallenged even if they go into corruption. And it is a very worrying trend now that they are not being touched. Sometimes you find when you attempt to arrest one here or the other, after a week or so, the whole thing dies down and peace prevails. But I think I would have agreed with Right Honorable Raila Odinga very much if I had seen him before. In the last 12 years when the devolution have existed, when he puts any one governor from his political party to task for misappropriation. We put any one governor from his political parties to task for misuse of public funds or for inability to do the right thing. But he has never done it. Even though we know many governors have swindled public resources, and they have been, some have even been taken to court, some have been made to refund what they took, if any, and some have been summoned and so on. So if he was a political party leader that would put the governors to account, then you'd say he means well. But when these governors swindle public resources, have inability to develop what is the right thing, have misplaced priorities, and is never talked about them, but here is coming now to talk about giving them more resources without supervision, I think he's not being honest. We just need to tell him, rethink what you are doing. Even the king can be wrong.
Okay. I don't live in kingdoms, but either way, Mr. Frederick, our county governments are led by political leaders.
Yes.
And they are from different political parties countrywide. What, in your view, do you think the political leadership in any county government has played, especially in the outcome of devolution?
Okay. Okay, what I can say, as per the devolution, political parties bado hawajatuelimisha sana, yani bado wako chini. Because you know, right now, if a governor from party A is corrupt, you will see the party A defending him or her. So you know hapo, hakuna kitu tunafanya. If we can have a structure whereby, if a governor is corrupt at the county level, or kuna pesa imepotea kwa county, lakini party position mwenye wale elect hiyo governor, wanaweza sema ati hapa nayo you have to face the law, ama wache governor on their own. Hapo tutasema maybe parties, we are on the right track. But right now, what I can say, bado we are tuko nyuma sana. We are still far. But we know most will be far much better.
Okay, we'll reach there. Mwalimu, I want you to jump in here. These political parties, the political leaders in our county governments, the governor and the deputy governor, they are from political parties. Do you think that the political leadership has played a role in the outcome of devolution, whether positive or negative?
Do you think the political parties have played a role in the outcome of the party?
Yeah,
one thing we have seen, we have observed since the devolution began 12 years ago. Once the governors get into office, the political parties that sponsor them ignore any misappropriations they do, because they see them against their opponents. Their opponents also have governors. So they don't want to interfere with these governors that are aligned to them, their own governors. Because governors are also a source of revenue for party leaders. Even when the party leaders want to host events, it is the governors they will call to arrange those events. So that is a source of revenue. And anything else that happens between the governors and their party leaders, when we don't see, we don't know, we cannot talk about it. But one thing we know, some of the functions the party leaders want to take place, they call the governors and tell them, arrange such a function, we will come on this day, and it happens. So that is why you cannot leave it to political parties to oversight governors. They will not do it. In fact, you take it from Right Honorable Raila Odinga's cue. They will not do it. Instead, they will want you to give them more money without supervision. Actually, it is tantamount to creating a republic outside the national government, miniature republic, the People's Republic of Kisumu, of Homa Bay, of Siaya, of Migori, of Kisii, of Mombasa, and so on. Because you notice those counties that I have mentioned.
Yes.
The ODM party has very strong influence on them. And if you give them more money and remove oversight, it is like giving that political party that sponsors them, ODM, more money that they can use to do their political games. In fact, I suspect the Right Honorable Raila Odinga wants to vie against President William Ruto going forward, and is trying to look for a way of raising resources that he will use for the campaign and having those governors be the people to help him raise campaign funds.
But he said he will support Ruto until 2027.
He said he supports Ruto, but Raila Odinga is not very trustworthy. I personally worked very close to him. He was my very good friend. I did everything he wanted me to do. The last minute, I did not know what hit me. So I cannot trust him.
You had your Damascus moment.
And I have seen him before. This is a man, you would have a meeting with him upstairs. Downstairs, his group is mobilizing to assault you. That is the Raila Odinga I know. If you know a different one, tell me about that.
I don't know about that because I haven't been with him before. So, but now, Mr. Fred, moving forward, devolution is here with us. The conference is being held in Homa Bay County. It has been held 12 times, this one being the 12th. Is it necessary for having these conferences, using a lot of resources, just having these conferences, and the actions might not be even taken into account?
Okay, to my own understanding, it is necessary. Because when you have such conferences, I think it educates the common wananchi on how we should go. And again, tukitoka hapo, each and every person knows very well that at each and every start of the financial year, we have to involve in public participation. Hapo tukienda, unajua vizuri gavana wako, pesa yenye inaingia kwa county ni how much, pesa in total, imeingia pesa ngapi. Hii inaenda kwa mali fulani, hii inaenda mali fulani, hii inaenda mali fulani. Hizo naweza jua tu, maybe kama hili kitu kama saizi inafanyika Homa Bay, ikifanyika. Cause saizi ukienda Homa Bay, uende kwa Siaya, chenye wamepeleka huko utapata kama maybe hakuna. Ama nilisoma mahali ati drawings ndo zimepelekwa huko. Ukienda maybe Kisumu, ukienda Kisumu unapata maybe governor wamepeleka biscuits ndio wamepeleka. So hapo ndio unajuanga enyewe county yangu ama governor mwenye nilieleka anafanya kazi ama hafanyi kazi. Lakini if there's no such conferences, huwezi jua what is going on. But me, I support those conferences because it really help us. Na inafikia common mwananchi, kumbe gavana wangu anafanya kazi ama PR ndio iko mingi.
Okay, Mwalimu, what is the necessity of having this conference? I mean, we have been having at least 12 for now, and going forward, we might even have another one next year. But you realize that the action points probably that are proposed in those conferences might not even come to fruition.
Let's look at it this way. One of the reasons why we have devolution conferences is to review the performance of devolved units so far.
Yes.
And the performance of devolved units should come in health, in pre-primary education, in local transport, in infrastructure for cleanliness, for transport within, and such things, even social infrastructure.
Yes.
That is the job of the county government. So we expected that when we have a devolution conference, it is that they would come and display to show their partial report cards that our people, you granted us devolution and elected us your leaders. This is what we are doing. This is what we have done in our various counties. We would have liked one county, take for example Homa Bay, to show us the roads class D, E, and unclassified that they have done in the period of 12 years, not just the period of one particular governor. We would have liked to see them display, even if it is just photos, of the ECD classes they have done. We would have liked them to display the improved health infrastructure. In fact, they should have come there to display the ambulances they have in each of the sub-county hospitals. We would have liked them to come and show us videos of operations taking place in various hospitals in the counties. The ICU setup in those hospitals. The newly built hospitals. That is the mandate that we would have liked them to come and show us. Then if their party leader comes now to say, these county governments need more money, then we say tick. But when you come here to have counties that are behaving like they are trade shows, where they show us goods manufactured in their counties by private sector they have not even helped. They bring artifacts that we should go to the Masai market and display there. They bring books that are written by individual county officials to show us that are nothing to do with the people. Then I think we are wasting resources doing these devolution conferences. They are not achieving anything, they are not showing us anything, and they are taking us nowhere.
Now, should we have more of them? Or
we should have none of them anymore, because we have shown that they achieve nothing, but we spend millions of shillings to host them when our hospitals have no medicine, when our hospitals are running without water or electricity. Today in Homa Bay, there's a woman, only 26, who has died because she could not seek health care in time to have operation because she had ectopic pregnancy. And that is something that they need to come out, talk about, and say it will never happen again.
And now that the Devolution Conference, I think it will be concluded on Friday. I think so.
Today.
Today. It's been concluded. What are some of the action points or some of the lessons that probably you, as Mr. Frederick, you have taken from that moving forward that probably will help in the development of the country?
Okay, first, according to what I've seen about this, the Devolution Conference,
yeah,
which has just ended today at Homa Bay. Number one, the first lesson I can say that we should utilize our money properly. Number two, the government, the Kenyan government should add more money to the counties because the money is too small. Because you know the because ukiangalia the workers of the county, they are too much because pesa yenye nalipwa mshahara kwa wafanyikazi, hiyo pesa ni karibu half of the budget yenye government inapeleka. Unaona? So to run these offices inakuwa ngumu. Juu hii pesa yenye tuseme maybe umepewa around 7 billion, 3.5 billion ienda kwa salaries. Hii pesa yenye imebaki inataka ku support medicine kwa hospitals, it support road networks and other activities in the region. So number two, what I can say, our counties, we should add them more money. Number three, we should educate. We should educate our members or our leaders on how to tame corruption so that we can reduce corruption rate down. Because most of our money inaenda kwa counties ama zile pesa zenye counties na collect zile revenue za county, most of them around 90% ends up in someone's pocket. Hizi pesa zote zikiwekwa pamoja inaweza saidia sana. So mimi chenye naweza fanya, naweza sema hizo tatu zikiangaliwa, I think everything itakuwa sawa because everything have a challenges. Hakuna kitu inaanzanga ikuwe perfect true. Lazima ikuwe na challenges. Ndio hizi tukishajua hizi challenges, ndio sasa in future ndio sasa tutaona benefits tukisha work on the challenges.
Oh, that's good. Now, Mr. Mwalimu, Mr. Fred is proposing that we need to add more money to the counties because a lot of money goes to recurrent expenditure in the counties and what is left for development is quite small. Do you agree with that?
Of course, when you add more money to the counties and the development expenditure was 80%, that money you have added will also be split 80% to development and 20% to 80% to recurrent and 20% to development. So that is a futile game. The only game that can save us from this wastage and is to reduce the number of counties from 47 to probably around 20 or whatever the figure that will be appropriate. It is a very difficult thing to do because people who are governors and still want to continue vying, and those who want to vie in the future will fight it to the bone because somebody who has seen that in Homa Bay I probably can be a governor in the future, but if it is merged with Migori, the competition was too hard. We'll fight it to the bone. Even though if that would happen, he would be a governor of a bigger county and definitely more resources. But the truth of the matter is, for example, if we have recurrent expenditure in a county like Homa Bay is 8 billion and development is 4 billion.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If we have another county neighboring, maybe Migori or Kisumu or Siaya, with a similar budget, 8 billion recurrent plus 4 billion development.
Yes.
If these two counties merge, the development money will increase and the total recurrent will decrease. Because many staff members will be one still.
Yes.
CEC education will still be one person, agriculture will still be one person, and the officers will be one. So it means that instead of having the two counties when they are separate, the recurrent expenditure is 16B and the development is 8B. If they merge, we may have the recurrent expenditure now reduced to 10B, and the rest becomes development. That is what would happen.
Okay.
And that is the rest now would be 14. So the only way to increase the development expenditure is to merge counties, because when you merge counties, you merge the development budget, but you have the recurrent budget.
The recurrent. Thank you so much. We are pressed for time, Mwalimu, and I think we definitely have to have this conversation again, and onto how we should address these issues that are coming out, especially in the conclusion of the devolution conference. Thank you so much, Mwalimu, for coming here tonight. And that is Mr. Mwalimu Odoyo Owidi, who is a political analyst and a regular commentator on governance here in the country. And Mr. Frederick Omondi, thank you so much for coming, a governance expert here in Nairobi, Kenya. This has been the GBS Television News Insight. I am Emmanuel Ouma. Until next time, Friday, same place. Good evening.
Everywhere, GBS.